Welcome to the Bradenton area, where the easy pace of island life comes naturally in this coastal playground with endless white sand beaches, stunning natural preserves, relaxing vibes all around, and it's a seafood lover's paradise. Stay a while to explore downtown Bradenton with top-rated attractions and a friendly community set along the Bradenton Riverwalk. Come lose yourself in the sun-drenched Gulf Coast of Florida and change your reality in the Bradenton area. Learn more at BradentonGulfIslands.com.
Every day, we rise.
What organelle builds protein?
As students. As competitors. As leaders.
It takes 7 days for food to...
But most importantly, as people. People from all over the world who arrive wide-eyed and graduate wise beyond our years, having made lifelong relationships with teachers, coaches, and each other, all while becoming someone that our own families may not recognize. The best version of ourselves. And sure, some of us will be talented enough to shock the world from an arena floor. But it's more important that all of us be strong enough to get up off of life's metaphorical one. That's why, while here, we are equipped to succeed.
Learning it and then applying it.
In college and beyond. To ascend as leaders in the greatest race of all. The human one.
Hey, Mom.
We did it.
Every day, we rise. As students.
7 days.
As competitors. But most importantly, as people. And sure, some of us will be talented enough to shock the world from an arena floor. But it's more important that all of us be strong enough to get up off of life's metaphorical one. That's why, while here, we are equipped to succeed, to ascend as leaders in the greatest race of all. The human one.
There's a fog out there, and it's calling you by name. It wants to wrap its whole self around you, make you forget who you are. But you won't forget. You've got to find your way through that fog, through the unknown. There's only one way.
Every day, we rise. As students.
It takes 7 days.
As competitors. But most importantly, as people. That's why, while here, we are equipped to succeed. In college and beyond. To ascend as leaders in the greatest race of all. The human one.
You can't succeed by yourself. You need teammates, coaches, support. You need the right tools to give you that extra edge. That's what Theragun is to me. It's the perfect enhancement to my game. To jump a little bit farther, to run that little bit faster, to reach a little bit higher. Before, during, and after my workouts. I'm DeAndre Hopkins, and I'm a Therabody athlete.
Slow. You would never see that. Use the trap dough.
Don't wait for tomorrow.
make the days count. Gatorade has carbs to fuel and electrolytes to help replenish, so you can count on the proven formula. Nothing beats Gatorade.
You think we have it easy? You're wrong. Here, boys become men and build their own legacy. This is a place where character is developed, tribe is built, and where a brotherhood is formed. Not many have what it takes. They shy away from the long days and bright lights, but we earn the right to be here. And even when people doubt, we let our actions speak for themselves. When that moment comes, when our name is called, when time is running out and everything is on the line, many may crumble, but we rise.
Swallowed up, look out! Unreal. IMG dominated.
This is just the beginning of our story.
This one getting a little out of control.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the Bradenton area, where the easy pace of island life comes naturally in this coastal playground with endless white sand beaches, stunning natural preserves, relaxing vibes all around, and it's a seafood lover's paradise. Stay a while to explore downtown Bradenton with top-rated attractions and a friendly community set along the Bradenton Riverwalk. Come lose yourself in the sun-drenched Gulf Coast of Florida and change your reality in the Bradenton area. Learn more.
Good evening from the IMG Academy Football Stadium in Bradenton, Florida. My name is Ryan Sudol, my broadcast partner, Nate March, and this is Friday Night Lights here at IMG Academy. The varsity white team welcoming the Southeast Seminoles from just down the road in Bradenton. Nate, nice to see some of the local teams finally starting to accept that IMG is here to stay and putting them on the schedule.
It's fantastic. Another program with a long, proud tradition, the Southeast High Seminoles. It hasn't been the best last decade or so for the Seminoles. Some of the shifts of other schools that have come up within Manatee County, some of the division of talent. But this is a very proud program, and this is exciting to see them here at IMG Academy Stadium.
Pat Kane lining up for the opening kickoff. We'll have periodic updates for you as the national team is taking on East High School out in Salt Lake City, Utah. And this game will start with a penalty on the kick. And again, coming off a nice win for the Varsity Blue Squad last night, 28-10. Again, never really saw them struggle at all last night. Jimmy Athens with close to 200 all-purpose yards. But it just a fantastic performance all the way around. And Varsity White will look to build off their momentum from last week's 49-20 victory.
No matter what IMG team you're watching now, you're seeing some really good football. It's exciting to see the progress of the blue and white dynamic really shaping up into two very good varsity squads.
So Southeast will come out. They are wearing their white jerseys, orange pants, and orange numerals to go along with those orange helmets. They will start the ball from their own 35-yard line. This will be a handoff running left side to Cecil Crawford. And he will get cut down. And Ryan Daly getting credit for the tackle. Again, this is a very stout defensive line. Gabe Whittington, Ryan Daly, Taylor Fa'alele, Joshua Santos, the Jack linebacker, Axel Ferry, the Sam, Rodrigo Garza, your Rover, and then the Mike, Randy Marion, Jerry Merchant. And we'll also see a little bit of Jason Paganis as well tonight. Now the snap kept by the keeper. And brought down on the other side of the 40-yard line.
So Southeast trying to establish the run game early. Not a surprise. They would like to keep the Varsity White offense over on the sideline. This isn't a short third down, though, coming up.
Noah Baskey wearing number 4. They'll come out in shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. Baskey takes the snap, looking, fires across the middle, and it is intercepted by IMG. It is Israel Solomon to the 30 with the stiff arm. And the standout corner from last week gets the pick and puts the IMG offense onto the field with great position.
Varsity White tight man-to-man with the corners, breathing down the Seminole receivers' necks. And that time the intended receiver got rubbed off, bumped into a linebacker, turned into an easy interception and a big return to bring the ball back to the edge of the red zone.
Izzy Solomon, and the transfer from Santa Margarita, California, had some amazing hits in that blowout last week and gets his first pick of the night. Parker Lizzie comes back out onto the field for the Ascender offense off a record-setting performance last week. Play action to Lowe. Fires to his right. Looking for Holbrook. Sheds the defender. 10-5. Touchdown. Was talking about the record-setting combination. Holbrook with over 200 yards receiving. That was the single-game mark. Parker Lizzie with 405 yards passing and 5 touchdowns last week. That also the single-season mark. And they start the game off with 6 points on the first play from scrimmage.
Well, that time it's man-to-man the other way, and on an island, the corner for Southeast. That was the captain, Cameron Perkins. Just couldn't contain Holbrook, and once he hit the ground, there was no help to cut off Holbrook's route to the end zone.
Pat Kane on for the point after. Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good with 10:36 remaining in the first quarter. The Ascenders jump out to a 7-0 lead. You're watching Ascender football.
Welcome to the Bradenton area, where the easy pace of island life comes naturally in this coastal playground with endless white sand beaches, stunning natural preserves, relaxing vibes all around, and it's a seafood lover's paradise. Stay a while to explore downtown Bradenton with top-rated attractions and a friendly community set along the Bradenton Riverwalk. Come lose yourself in the sun-drenched Gulf Coast of Florida and change your reality in the Bradenton area. Learn more at
Zenith is proud to be the official equipment partner of IMG Academy's football team. Zenith creates great fitting football products that deliver elevated performance and maximum value for athletes, coaches, and parents. For more information, visit Zenith, that's XENITH.com. One play, one score for the Ascender offense. And didn't even get a 3-and-out. Israel Solomon shutting down Southeast's opening drive. Pat Kane gets a full leg into that kick and his first touchback of the night.
First and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Well, Seminoles, their first passing attempt of the game goes for a turnover, and as efficient as can be, the Ascenders quickly turn it into the touchdown. And I expect to see probably the same philosophy to start the second drive for the Seminoles. Keep it on the ground if possible, because, well, we saw what happened once the Varsity White offense got out there on the field.
And again, that defensive line, not easy to run through. Already mentioned those starters, and just also Matthew Haven and Jackson Ashford. Now the snap, they try to run between the tackles, and the big arms of Ryan Daly dragging him down along with Gabe Whittington.
That's up the middle.
Again, that is for any IMG team. That is a big set of bodies in that front four.
Stop, a pickup of 3. It's 2nd and 7.
And size up front has been one of the places where Southeast hasn't been as stout in recent years as in their glory days. Back when the east part of the county actually came to Southeast High School, back before there was a Lakewood Ranch and a Braden River.
And now the handoff tries to go up the middle to Cecil Crawford, and again, right into the bodies of a bunch of Ascenders. Randy Marion in on the tackle.
And Randy Marion, 3rd down.
Again, you see right there, dead center, Taylor Falele. We talk about him. His brother was on the national team just a few years back now, currently with the Baltimore Ravens. And his brother came to IMG Academy as a 6-foot 400-pound rugby player. Decided to pick up American football because he was told he was too big to play rugby. And now the keeper will get it right past the 30. Good enough for the first down for the Southeast Seminoles.
Brought down by Taylor Falale.
Again, we talk a little bit about the history of Southeast, Nate. About almost 20 pros over the last few decades, most notably Adrian McPherson, who won 2 Grey Cups in Canada, as well as Peter Warwick, who was a phenomenal NFL player as well. Rich history here in Bradenton. And now the sack, shedding his blocker, Joshua Santos, quickly into the backfield, along with Whittington. But Santos was fired up.
Most recently, 2015 draft, Brian Poole from Southeast High wound up as a rookie starting on the Atlanta Falcons Super Bowl team. Has spent some time with the Jets as well. I believe is currently a free agent. Anyone with a phone could Google and correct me if I'm wrong.
Looks like we've got 2nd and 17 now for the Seminoles. Ball spotted back at the 23-yard line. And the Ascender defense just not giving an inch. And a delay of game will move them back even further, back within their own 20. So going in the wrong direction are the Seminoles.
Seminoles had been making steady progress under Brett Timmons over the last 4 or 5 years, but not off to a great start this season, not off to a great start tonight. Now they're stuck in a spot where they will need to put it in the air in all likelihood.
And now a little RPO. The keeper, Noah Baskey, he stays in bounds. They're going to say he stepped out, kept running forward. IMG lucky to not get away with a little late hit call there, but it is spotted all the way back at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, I thought he had stepped out, but there was no whistle, and winds up getting hit into the sideline. Then the whistle, of course. Yeah, you hate that as the quarterback. Then there's the whistle to bring it back.
See if we can take another look, and it looked like it was a designed RPO, and then just right there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, and a little bit of shielding from us, but we'll trust the official who was inches away from the call. Now Baskey, and then quickly into the backfield and sacked. Down he goes. Ezekiel Jeff. And Zeph and Garza into the backfield. And 4th and long, and we'll see our first punt from the Southeast Seminoles.
This is going to be a 7-play, negative 5-yard drive. That's if they don't lose anything here on the punt attempt.
Rodrigo Fernanda Garza had the wrap up, and then Zeph with the finishing move.
Mason Lowe is deep for IMG.
And it will be the Colorado transfer, won a state championship last year. And another delay of game will move this back to a 4th and 30. And Mason Lowe, with some coaching changes at his home school in Colorado, had an option to transfer to a place that already had some established running backs or come to IMG Academy. And head coach Kyle Bray very happy to have Mason Lowe on this IMG varsity white squad.
The fuel to get you there. Tested in the lab, proven on the field. Gatorade.
Looks like we're getting the stoppage here for our first hydration break for the teams. Actually, a pretty pleasant night. It was rainy all through the day, and that has somewhat suppressed the usually oppressive Florida temperature.
And we have been getting a lot of rain the last few weeks here. And nice to, again, have a slightly cooler night. We had storms yesterday that we were worried might delay the game, but everything cleared up and we settled into the mid-70s to watch the IMG Varsity Blue Squad again with that 28-10 victory. That against Northport High School. Punt goes back, pressure coming, and this punt is not going to go very far. drops right about the 30-yard line. We'll see where they get the official spot. And we will keep it here, Nate. And again, another short field for the Ascenders, and I would expect to see a very similar plan of attack to try and double their lead.
Seminoles are putting themselves in a very bad spot here early, as again, not quite in the red zone for this first play, but they do wind up with the ball at the 26.
And it is Parker Lizzie and Demetrius Fletcher play action. They're looking to go back to Holbrook, who is absolutely draped over by Cameron Perkins, and they go back to the well of John Holbrook, and I think that was a nice read by Lizzie, who noticed that he was getting absolutely assaulted, and the pass interference will benefit the IMG Academy Ascenders, and it won't even be 15 yards. It's going to be half the distance.
Right. The punt wound up being a net 16-yard punt, and now right away the yards are going to be awarded to IMG by way of penalty. So the Seminoles
There were 2 flags on this
shooting
play.
themselves in the foot.
It looks like we may have had offsetting penalties.
The next one was against IMG, so these offset.
So it'll be 1st and 10. We'll redo it. Lizzie still has Demo Fletcher in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to his right. And now they're going to run Solomon with that jet sweep, trying to get around the edge. He's got the speed. He cuts up at the 30, still on his feet up to the 25, and then again, they can't bring him down. They should have blown the whistle about 3 or 4 seconds ago when his progress was stopped. But Izzy Solomon just, again, probably ran about 30 yards on that play. Unfortunately, only gets credit for about 4 of them.
That was a lot of work for a 4-yard gain, but this play, as you'll see right here at the beginning, it's almost a 4-yard loss right there. Able to elude the initial tackler and then weave his way to a positive gain.
Now 2 receivers to the left. Lizzie play action. Flyers has a man. It is caught. Ronald DiPietro getting the reception, and it'll be 3rd and short for IMG Academy.
Lizzie's pass complete to DiPietro.
IMG electing so far not to lean their big bodies up front into the Seminoles line.
Lizzie takes the snap, play action, pressure coming all the way over the head of Holbrook, and incomplete. And on 4th and 1, I imagine we're going to see them try to keep this on the ground, or maybe even go back to play action and try to go back over the top. That one just sailing over the head of Holbrook.
Oh, they're getting big. They're bringing the big boys on to try and plow this one up for the yard they need.
And now we'll see Lizzie under center. And he's going to get just enough. He's still on his feet. Needed one, got more than a couple. And I don't even think Lizzie expected to get that many yards as he started tripping up and just kept moving his way downfield.
I lost sight of him in the crowd, but could tell there was still advancement going on.
So 1st and goal, ball at the 5, I believe, and then brought down.
Lizzie on the carry again. He
It'll
gets
be
to
a
about the 5-yard line.
short gain maybe. 1st and goal from the 6, now 2nd and goal from the 5.
Wonder if maybe that play was to set something up here, because the Ascenders really sort of telegraphed that where they positioned the extra blockers. It's a pretty easy read for the linebackers to slip in.
Holbrook and Diver out to the right side. Josh Carey, the lone target, to the near side, and they'll hand to Mason Lowe, finding some space, trying to get to the goal line, and he is turned around. I'll bring up 3rd and goal. Should be spotted right about. Looks like they've got it just inside the 3-yard line to the 2. And right back to the line of scrimmage, trying to wear down this Southeast team. Play action. Fires this one to the back corner, and in and out of the hands, Josh Carey.
I think we're going to see Carey's vision disrupted. It was almost interceptable for Ryan Simmons. Just got over his hands, and you can see Carey just didn't quite locate it well enough once it got past the defender.
And they will take a timeout. Will the Seminoles will take it with them. Ascenders will have 4th and goal when we get back. You're watching IMG Academy football. Fourth and goal here. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. The Ascenders are going to keep the offense on the field. Lizzie and Lowe in the backfield. Play action. Lizzie trying to work his way forward, and they're going to get the stop. They fake the hand to Mason Lowe. Lizzie keeps it himself. But based on what we've seen from the IMG defense so far, Nate, this is maybe one of the best case scenarios of not scoring.
Yeah, I would have to say it was a worthwhile venture to set the Seminoles up that far back. But also credit to the Seminoles, able to really gum things up in the middle as Lizzie wound up running into the back of one of his blockers who was stood upright at about the 2.
So the Ascender defense back onto the field. Now the snap, they're going to try and run right up the middle and dangerously close to safety territory. And they're going to blow the whistle for stopped progress. Corey Clay. And again, with those whistles blowing, that was very, very close to being a safety. They're going to be spotted back at the 1.
Every drive of this game for both teams has started in Seminoles territory.
The ball has yet to see Ascender territory in the first quarter.
Hasn't really been close either.
And now the snap, pressure coming. Nowhere for the quarterback to go, and this might be 2. It is a safety. IMG Academy comes up big. Rodrigo Fernanda Garza had the quarterback in his grasp at the end, and IMG's going to get 2 points and the ball back.
Pocket just collapses. It fully collapsed even back behind the quarterback. There was nowhere for Tarquez Thomas to go there.
And that stat of the ball not being in IMG Academy territory is going to have to continue with 3:06 here remaining in the first quarter. There you see the IMG Academy coaching staff just kind of rallying the troops. Their Axel Ferry, defensive back, class of 2025, one of the younger players, but also a splash player on defense as well. And now we'll get to see the return unit for IMG Academy for the first time.
Seminoles band certainly putting the work in tonight. I don't think they have stopped playing for a second since the opening kick.
It's nice because some of the teams that travel up here from Miami don't often get the chance to bring the band. Miami Central did, obviously, in that opening week game. But nice to have some more high school football atmosphere here at IMG Academy Stadium. And this one fielded, and Israel Solomon will get it right up to about the 48-yard line. So this will be the first play from Ascender territory, but I don't anticipate them staying there for too long, Nate.
No, I think this will be the first play from Ascender's territory, and maybe the last in the quarter from that territory.
3 minutes remain in the first quarter. Ascenders with a 9-0 lead. And now they will spot it at the 49-yard line. Lizzie and Fletcher in the backfield. And now this handoff will be to Fletcher, who's got space. He's into Seminole territory. Still on his feet at the 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, the house. Touchdown, IMG. Demetrius Fletcher from 51 yards out puts 6 more on the board for IMG Academy.
Well, Southeast defense, after having every reason to feel good about themselves after how they stood up at the goal line against the Ascenders, this time an absolute clean out up front. A scoot to the right, and then shedding the only tackler that really had a chance. Once he beat that tackler.
And look who's down there leading the way for the blockers. His quarterback, Parker Lizzie, trying to get back to make a block. That's the last guy you expect to be that far down the field on a design run play. Again, 51 yards out. Pat Kane, snap back, hold down, kick up, kick, good. 2:47 remaining in the first quarter. The Ascenders have jumped out to IMG football.
Today, we rise as students,
It takes 7 days.
as competitors, but most importantly, as people. That's why, while here, we are equipped to succeed in college and beyond. To ascend as leaders in the greatest race of all, the human one.
There you see Demetrius Fletcher, number 27, after ripping off that 51-yard touchdown. IMG leads at 16-0. Under Armour is proud to outfit IMG Academy football in the world's most innovative footwear, uniforms, and training gear. Visit UA.com today to see Under Armour's full range of performance apparel. Both IMG Academy scoring drives. One play, one for 21 yards to John Holbrook and one for 51 from Demetrius Fletcher. And now we'll see that fierce IMG Academy defense back onto the field.
IMG's scoring drives, well, you've mentioned it, Ryan, during the break, both one-play drives. They have a 9-second touchdown drive and a 13-second touchdown drive.
Well, if they continue that, we'll get to that 35-point lead and get you guys out of here in time to hopefully catch the end of the IMG national game. Again, they're out in Salt Lake City, Utah. We'll get you updates as we have them. Now the snap, Seminole, and quickly into the backfield, Randy Marion sheds his blocker, dives to his left, and prevents any gain. I believe that was Corey Clay running the ball, and that'll bring up second down. IMG, again, just not letting anything more than 3 yards up the middle.
Southeast has already been shut out once this season. Just doesn't seem that they have a lot of answers offensively right now.
And they have made the switch to Tarquez Thomas. Now the snap, they try to hand up the middle. Whittington is there, as is Ezekiel Zeff. Ragdolling Corey Clay. And if Zeff didn't do it, Gabe Whittington was going to be there to also put a hurting on the running back. And just a master class on that defensive line right now for IMG Academy.
Everybody's winning their battles up front, and again, they are just collapsing, filling the gaps, leaving no space to operate in the pocket or trying to run out of it.
Now the snap. Thomas looking, fires a deep ball, pressure coming. Jason Ravello, great coverage, and that one just kind of thrown up on a wing and a prayer. And it falls incomplete in another punting situation for Southeast. And we talk about it sometimes when playing the smaller schools with the varsity blue team. Special teams so important at the high school level. especially against a team like IMG that you really need to kind of invest in making sure that you can, even if it's stealing someone from the soccer team, to try to come on and just give yourself that extra 20, 30 yards.
Mason Lowe is deep.
And the Ascenders again with another short field. So far, we've just had the one play from Ascender territory that resulted in the 51-yard Demetrius Fletcher touchdown, and the ball will stay in Southeast territory.
That was a net 5-yard punt.
Ball 28 yards away from Pater. That looks like they might have it at the 27 officially. Lizzie and Lowe in the backfield. 2 receivers left. Hands it to Mason Lowe, looking for space, still on his feet, fighting forward. Gets another couple up to about the 23-yard line. 4 yards for Mason Lowe.
Without having that special teams ability to even create a longer field for the Ascenders, hard to see, short of creating a turnover, hard to see what the Seminoles can do to stop this snowball from rolling downhill at them.
2 receivers to each side for Parker Lizzie. Takes the snap. Play action, rolling right. Looking deep downfield. It's a wide open John Holbrook. From 24 yards out, John Holbrook gets touchdown number 2, and the Ascenders are cruising.
Another swift scoring drive. Just 2 plays this time.
And there you see just that little shoulder move. Holbrook blows back past that whole secondary. And wide open. Again, Holbrook now holds records for the single season from last year with the arm help of Mason McHugh. And also last week with the help of Parker Lizzie, the single game receiving record. And we'll have to check the books, but I believe he's getting awfully close to being the all-time career leader in receiving yards here at IMG Academy.
Certainly well on his way, and I think you'd have to be correct that he is closing in on that, and hard to see how he wouldn't get there if his season continues at the pace that it's going.
There you see one of the varsity blue quarterbacks, Kazuma Ono, did not play last night against Northport as he had his arm in a sling, so good to see him out of a sling. 34 seconds to go. IMG already up 23-0 over the Southeast Seminoles. You are watching IMG Academy football.
You can't succeed by yourself. You need teammates, coaches, support. You need the right tools to give you that extra edge. That's what Derek Gunn is to me. It's the perfect enhancement to my game. To jump a little bit farther, to run that little bit faster, to reach a little bit higher. Before, during, and after my workouts. I'm DeAndre Hopkins, and I'm a Therabody athlete.
Welcome back. Ascenders pitching the shutout here at home. IMG Academy Stadium here in Bradenton, Florida.
And Kane's kick is into the end zone.
And Pat Kane with another touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Again, just about 4 miles away from Southeast High School. IMG playing Manatee High School for the first time this year in the Kickoff Classic. Saw them lose 30-21 in a very hard-fought game. And Southeast, again, one of the other local schools with a lot of great history. Hall of Fame coach Paul Meckley, who ended up going on to Cardinal Mooney for a couple of years to coach his grandkids. And just a great history, and would be great to see Southeast back in one of the perennial powerhouses in the Manatee County area, as you were saying earlier, Nate.
Paul Meckley and Joe Canan coaching at Manatee, those were the days in Manatee County football.
And now the pass, and quickly snuffed out. Axel Ferry I believe he was on Varsity Blue last year as a quarterback. Makes the position switch to linebacker, and it seems to be working out nicely for number 11.
Keeps his eyes in the backfield, and look how quick he's able to adjust and come downhill.
And if Ferry didn't get him, it was going to be Randy Marion. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. They'll let it tick down and out. After 12 minutes of play, IMG 23, Southeast 0. You are watching IMG Academy Football. Therabody is proud to be an official recovery partner of IMG Academy. Therabody offers an ecosystem of percussive therapy and pneumatic compression products and solutions that help our student athletes perform better, recover faster, and manage pain. Second and long, and they're going to go to the air. They complete it. Jimmy Athens with the form tackle just shy of the 20.
Complete to Wortham.
And absolutely squaring up the wide receiver, Tyron Wortham, and making it 3rd and 10 for the Seminoles.
Spotted at the 20-yard line. It is 3rd and 10.
Another opportunity for IMG to limit Southeast here, only allowing, I believe, 1 first down so far tonight. And they'll keep it on the ground and nothing doing. Ryan Daly and Taylor Fa-Lele in on the tackle. And another 4th down.
IMG has scored on all but one of their possessions and has typically scored quickly. And the way things are shaping up here, unless something changes drastically, we may be well on our way to a second half running clock.
Again, IMG has also come very close on these few punt attempts from Southeast to possibly blocking it. Again, can't also underestimate the value of having a long snapper as well. Probably one of the most underrated positions in high school football. And it looks like IMG might be calling a timeout.
I think the Ascenders got caught with too many men on the field.
Actually, a delay of game against Southeast, so everything working in favor of the Ascenders tonight. Fourth and about 14. And a very high snap, and the punter has to just try to get rid of it. IMG goes to field it, and it's Whittington that ends up with it. Not often a defensive lineman comes up with a punt, but the pressure brought by IMG after the very high and delayed long snap.
Whittingham recovers it for IMG.
I've never seen a punt quite play out quite like that.
And it was, again, the punter lucky to get anything off it at all because he was very dangerously, very close to being tackled. But another short field for the Ascenders. It'll be 1st and 10 from their Southeast 16-yard line. I'll send a man in motion. Lizzie now takes the snap, Fakes to low, keeps it himself, and he will be tackled falling forward down to about the 7-yard line. And IMG can still get a first down. Have a feeling they're not going to need it on this drive with 9:40 remaining, and the Ascenders already up by 3 scores. Fletcher back in.
There's a mismatch on the right side.
And that's what Parker Lisey sees. Holbrook fighting his way forward. He'll get about a yard or 2 on the reception.
Pass complete to Holbrook.
But the sure-handed Holbrook. We weren't sure what the air game was going to look like, Nate, coming into this because it had been raining up until about 6:45 tonight.
And now it's actually cleared up, and like I said, pretty nice. On that last play, the Ascenders had trips out there to the right side, and when the defense initially lined up, there were only 2 defensive backs out there. Everyone for IMG saw it at the last second before the snap. One of the DBs out on that side managed to get the safety's attention and wave him in, and it actually turned into almost an effective accidental blitz that slowed that play up.
Now the snap, Lisey play action, fires across the middle. It is caught. Touchdown IMG. Lucas Voza, the big tight end. And Alema Ioswa tries to do the lift, and the 2 large-bodied men don't make it look pretty.
Not much to break down here, coming from that tight end spot and just slipping unencumbered into the end zone.
And the Ascenders, again, not making a move as far as negatively, but Kane kicks that one through the uprights, and with 8:41 remaining in the half, your score IMG 30, Southeast 0. This is Ascender football.
Today, we rise as students,
7 days,
as competitors, but most importantly, as people. And sure, some of us will be talented enough to shock the world from an arena floor. But it's more important that all of us be strong enough to get up off of life's metaphorical one. That's why, while here, we are equipped to succeed, to ascend as leaders in the greatest race of all, the human one.
Welcome back. The Ascenders clicking on all cylinders. And sorry we spread some misinformation. The national team game will actually kick off at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Time, as they are in Salt Lake City.
Shame on us.
Well, when you've got 4 teams to keep track of, Nate, sometimes things can slip through the cracks. I think we've got something like 160 kids that we have to keep track of, so let's just worry about the game we've got in front of us, and we'll let the national team take care of the business they need to out west. And who knows, with the way this game is going, might be able to have you out of here in time to watch the entirety of that game. This one will be fielded down to about the 5-yard line. And it is Tony Edwards, one of the team captains.
Well, I'm sure that's just what people in Salt Lake City want to see, is a really good football team from Florida.
First and 10 from the Seminoles.
Well, East is, we've played out there before, and there's not a whole lot of teams that want the smoke from the IMG Academy national team. I'll tell you right now, give credit to the bravest coach in the world, to Coach Peacock down at Venice, because he has, as far as non-conference opponents, put himself quite the schedule. They'll take on St. Francis on ESPN in another big stop behind the line of scrimmage. And St. Francis will be coming here to Florida. That game next Thursday night on ESPN. And then that'll be a nice preview, because the way this IMG white team is playing, I don't know, the way this offense is clicking, they might be able to give the defending 8A state champs a run for their money.
I think that could be a really entertaining game coming up in October. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you what size Venice is now. I'm still really grappling with the shift to the public school classifications here in Florida.
Now the snap. Pressure coming. Whittington able to get the hit. Falalele giving chase as well. And then finally getting to Noah Obaskai.
He is brought down by Fernando Garcia.
And Garza.
Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. This will bring up.
Well, that's another example of an awful lot of work for a pretty modest gain.
And Obaskai was very fortunate that number 91 was unable to wrap him up because he was bearing down quickly. Another chance for the Ascenders to hold the Southeast defense. They'll fire this one quickly. Down the sideline should be good enough for the second first down for the Seminoles.
Edwards.
And they will keep the chains moving and the drive alive.
Bo Green with the stop. This will be a 1st and 10 for Southeast.
Well-designed play, good awareness of where the sticks were. Receiver knew how far he had to get to have the first down, then just sat down on his route.
Now running right up the middle, Southeast with some space. Corey Clay into that second level, and now they are in Ascender territory for the first time.
Clay on the carry. He's brought down by Green and Bolden.
I don't know how he managed to slip through that hole. Really nice vision by the running back, Corey Clay.
And this time, they will not get anywhere on the ground. Just a very short gain for Southeast. Again, going back a couple plays, that Bo Green tackle. Also a transfer from Huntington Beach, California, Marina High School. He is a senior this year. Strong safety. Big Seattle Seahawks fan. Likes to model his game after Javon Holland. There we see Ravello with good pursuit, wrapping up the ankles of Cecil Crawford. And I don't know why you're still celebrating a first down with Flash down 30.
An interesting decision, to be sure.
And I don't know why you'd want to give this defense any more motivation to come up big. Now the hand up the middle doesn't go anywhere. Ryan Daly and Garza in on the tackle.
Bosque actually kept the ball on that play. Fooled me. I thought he'd given it off
as well.
to the back. Didn't fool the defense, though.
So 2nd and 8 for the Seminoles of Southeast High. Noah Bosque, the junior quarterback, drops, has a couple targets downfield. He's going to step up, and he is taken down hard. Oh, my goodness. Israel Solomon. Izzy makes him dizzy in the backfield. Came out of nowhere and just ripped him down.
Ball back at the 30.
Yeah, got off his blocker on the inside there, and Bosque never saw him coming.
Israel Solomon had a lot of dizzying hits last week as well. 3rd and long, IMG looking for the big stop here on 3rd down, protecting their territory. Abaskai drops, pressure coming. He's going to roll out to his right. He's got enough space, not going to have enough for the first down, and ball gets coughed up on the sideline. And it will be 4th down. And I think if you're Southeast in this situation, this close to the goal, I think you kind of have to go for it.
It is 4th down.
Well, given how every punt has played out, I don't think they would have to be afraid of punting for a touchback. But yeah, this is not a spot to, not a spot for the special teams. Go for it.
And looks like we may have a timeout. Southeast will take it. We'll take it with them. 3:44 remaining, 4th down when we get back. Ascenders 30, Seminole 0. This is IMG Academy Football.
There's a fog out there, and it's calling you by name. It wants to wrap its whole self around you, make you forget who you are.
Let's be ready.
But you won't forget. You've got to find your way through that fall. Through the unknown, there's only one way.
Every day.
Welcome back. 4th down, about 6 to go for Southeast High. IMG looking to, again, keep the gas pedal pushed all the way down, looking for a big stop here are the Ascenders. Now the snap. And it is tipped incomplete. Great pressure coming to Oboski. And the Ascenders get the turnover on downs, and this will be the longest field that they have had to cover so far this evening. It'll be 1st and 10 back at their own 30.
Ball spotted at the IMG 30-yard line.
To be honest, the Ascenders offense probably excited. Yeah, when you have a big lead, I think obviously you always want to worry about the lead, worry about the game first, but I think they like to see some green grass in front of them as well every so often.
And we'll see if Lizzie tries to get all 70 yards right here on the first play. 2 receivers to each side. Play action, pressure coming. Lizzie's got it, calling out his blocking assignment. And he turns what was almost a sack into a gain of 9. So Lizzie gets it done with his feet.
He's a powerful runner. As we've said about several of the IMG players, really good vision. Knows where to find the holes and how to hit them hard.
On the 38-yard line and 2nd and 2.
And Lizzie currently classified as a 3-star quarterback, but an absolute 5-star performance last week against a very good Orlando Christian Prep team. And now Lizzie into the 50 and still on his feet down to the 40. 2 plays with his legs. Again, we saw him throw for 405 yards last week. And there he gets about 20 on the carry right up the middle.
A player with his size, speed, and vision. He's an asset at quarterback because of those, as well as being a good thrower. I mean, he's just one of those guys. He's an athlete. You could put him at just about any position on the field, and he'd succeed.
Already have him. Has a few offers from MAC schools as well, and now he's going to go back to the air. Fires. And they're going to say incomplete. That one intended for Josh Carey.
Incomplete, intended for Carey. 2nd down.
Josh Carey, a senior out of Lincoln, California, formerly at Del Oro High School. And for a guy from California to be a Patriots fan, you just have to assume the Tom Brady effect. In effect right there with Josh Carey. Now the snap, play action. Lizzie keeps it himself, shakes 1 tackle, moves over to his left, lowers his shoulder. He's not going to get much. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Seminoles defenders did a nice job on that play of making Lizzie hesitate as he started off there to his right and allowed the defensive line to recover, get off some blocks going left. There's just nowhere to go.
Now Lizzie, 2 receivers to each side, takes the snap, play action, nice block in the backfield. Lizzie looking downfield, John Holbrook, touchdown, number 3.
Lizzie's pass into the end zone for a touchdown.
And a picture-perfect throw and catch from Lizzie to Holbrook for 40 yards.
Not sure if the corner falls down or if he just thought he had help over the top. Holbrook is just running free, and a couple DBs left looking at each other. I thought you had him. Nope, thought you had him.
Didn't have to think I'd ever say this, but Mason McHugh up at App State may need to want to watch his single-season record because Parker Lisey to John Holbrook is a dangerous combination as Kane's point after is up and good. 1:42 remaining in the half, and the Ascenders now lead it by 37. You're watching IMG Academy Football.
On my get back, cop a bag slow. You would never see that. Use the trap dough.
There you see John Holbrook. 3 touchdown catches tonight. That one for 40 yards, also has a 24-yarder and a 21-yarder. And there you see him going along with the music here in the stadium at IMG Academy. Again, we love the Friday night lights here of football, but not just football, also baseball, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, tennis, track and field. And starting next year, volleyball. Now Pat Kane gets a leg into this one, an opportunity to be returned. Yes, fielded inside the 5-yard line in Southeast. Again, the defense just too strong from IMG, as is the special teams. Simeon Matt, who had a 72-yard kick return last week in a very impressive comeback against Lemon Bay. That saw the varsity blue team trailing by 15 3 separate times in the second half. Just an incredible comeback. Probably one of the best competitive games we've seen here at IMG Academy in the 10 years of the football program.
Yeah, it was sad not to be here for that one. It was a real barn burner, and as we've said several times, just really exciting. The quality of play that you get to see on a week-to-week basis now throughout the program.
And sacked quickly into the backfield, Cabe Whittington. Oh, my goodness. Tarquez Thomas takes a look downfield, and then quickly in his rear view, Cabe Whittington absolutely blows him up.
It is 2nd and 15, call it, shall we?
Southeast at this point just trying to get to the locker room, I would say, without IMG touching the ball again.
Also might see a little bit of Joey Conflitti tonight, if this game is as put away as we think it is. Another stop in the backfield by IMG Academy.
That was Crawford on the carry. Brought down by Marion.
And IMG just putting on an absolute masterclass here on the defensive side of the football and the offensive side of the football. Just as close to a perfect game as you can have for a football team right now, working in just all 4 phases. And almost picked off, just a little bit of an overcommitment, trying to get the first down, and then brought down. A great play by Cecil Crawford. And we'll take a look at that again and see who almost got that, what would have been a sure pick 6.
This will be a 1st and 10 for Southeast at their 32-yard line.
Southeast might not get this play off.
And this will be the final play of the half. They take the snap, try to run right up the middle, and brought down Axel Ferry. Credited with the tackle, and that will do it after the first half of play here in Bradenton. It is 37-0, and Nate, I think we expected to see IMG coming out firing in all cylinders. I don't know if we expected to see them moving that smoothly.
No, and the special team struggles for the Seminoles have really paved the way for the Ascenders to jump out to this huge lead. You look at where the Ascenders have started their drives. The Southeast 20, Southeast 26, Southeast, or rather the IMG 49, Southeast 27, Southeast 16, Southeast 18. It's just been a slew of short fields, and IMG has made the Seminoles pay in a hurry.
And of those 24 minutes of first half play, I think the ball was only in IMG Academy territory for maybe 30 seconds of that. We will step aside for halftime. We'll come back in about 20 minutes, have some of those first half highlights for you, and we will send this one off into Friday night with a running clock to begin the second half. You're watching IMG Academy football. Welcome back to IMG Academy Stadium. Ryan Sudol back with you, along with my broadcast partner, Nate March. Nate, 37-0, and here's how we got there. It was looked pretty easy for the white team. It started out, Israel Solomon got the tempo set on defense with that interception, and then from then on, it would just be all IMG's offense.
The Ascenders scored early and often. Right off the bat, first offensive play of the game. Lizzie out to Holbrook. First of 3 touchdowns for Holbrook on the first half.
And then you'd see the safety after the Ascenders were unfortunately unable to punch it into the end zone, but they get the 2 points there. Fernanda Garza getting that, and then we see Demetrius Fletcher from the first play from IMG Academy territory take it 51 yards to the house.
Lots of short touchdown drives in the first half.
And then Lizzie would do it again. Little play action, shoulder shimmy. And nobody within 5 yards of John Holbrook. That would be touchdown number 2 for him. And then the Ascenders roll a little play action again. Find Lucas Voza right up the middle. That would be touchdown number 3 for Parker Lizzie. And then number 4 coming right here. Just whips it 40 yards to John Holbrook. Touchdown number 3 for him. 4 for Lizzie. And again, he's already on his way to matching his 5-touchdown performance. I don't think he's quite near that 405-yard mark that he set the record with last week, but the offense just clicking in all phases right now.
You need to actually have yards to cover prior to the touchdowns to pile up yardage like that. And that has not been the case. And not shown, part of the reason for all those short fields is the punting game for Southeast has just been a monumental struggle for the Seminoles. They have not had a net punt of 20 yards, and they have had net punts in the single digits.
Setting up those IMG short fields and some of those quick strikes. For athletes who move the game forward, we're creating the fuel to get you there, tested in the lab, proven on the field. Gatorade Thirst Quencher, the proven sports fuel. And as per FHSAA regulations, we should have a running clock here in the second half, and typically the way that works out, Nate, if you don't score quickly, usually you only get one drive per team typically going down each quarter, as the second half is going to be significantly quicker than the first, although even though there's 37 points on the board, it was still a relatively quick half for IMG Academy.
Yeah, it was quick moving. Ball was kept on the ground quite a bit. Weren't many incompletions at all either way. Even Southeast, when they were throwing the ball, generally kept it short and completable.
And this will be Giovanni Avianeda, senior kicker for Southeast High School. Nice strong leg. This one will be fielded by Mason Lowe back at the 2-yard line. Lowe's got some space and dives forward. Flag coming in at about the 26-yard line. Didn't see what the penalty was. That's typically in the neighborhood of a hold or a block in the back.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Watching it unfurl, didn't see an obvious hold, but it was pretty obvious to the official. He was emphatic, flinging the flag in there. So the Ascenders backed up somewhat, and again with a 37-point lead and a running clock, I don't think they're sweating seeing some green grass in front of them to work on opening up some different pages of the playbook, perhaps.
So it looks like this will be spotted the 12-yard line of IMG Academy. So this definitely the longest drive that they will have to put together. 1st and 10. Lizzie back on the field with Mason Lowe. Ascenders attacking the north end zone right now, and now the handoff is to Mason Lowe, who's got space to the right. Breaking up field, stiff arm, then finally brought down out of bounds. And basically getting back all those holding yards. And Mason Lowe with another nice carry. And again, getting IMG out of the shadow of their own end zone. The furthest, or the closest they've been to their own end zone all game is the opening kickoff of the second half. Another 1st and 10 for IMG Academy. A 14-yard carry from Lowe. I'll put the Ascenders up to the 26-yard line. Lizzie takes the shotgun snap, fires, has his receiver Jacob Diver still on his feet, fighting forward, and then finally brought down. Diver last week had 2 catches for touchdowns, one of 65 yards, the other of 63. Also had a few other catches, and normally 128 yards and 2 touchdowns would be a great stat line for any wide receiver, only to be upstaged by the double century mark from John Holbrook.
Stats certainly being piled up by the Ascenders over the early portion of the season, and yeah, it is something that we expect to see, but again, we expected the offense perhaps to generate things a little differently.
And there were 2 personal fouls called that will offset on that play. So the reception by Diver will stand, gain of about 7 on the play. And now Lizzie continues to move the Ascender offense in the right direction. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. At the bottom of your screen, play action. And now looking deep downfield, Josh Carey shoved out of bounds. And no flag.
He was staggering down the sideline. Thought we'd see the flag come out there, but no dice for the Ascenders. They'll come back and have a 3rd and short.
So 3rd and 3. Demetrius Fletcher accompanies Parker Lizzie in the backfield. 2 receivers to Lizzie's left and right. Now takes the snap. Flags fly. And a false start against IMG. So 3rd and 3 now turns into 3rd and 8. $37-0. Clock continuing to tick away per FHSAA guidelines. Now Lizzie awaits the snap. Drops, has time, steps up in the pocket, and coughs it up, but Lizzie is able to fall back down on it, and the Ascenders are going to bring on the punting unit.
Well, some great alertness for the Ascenders quarterback. Stripped of the football. There were 3 Seminoles around him, and somehow he's still the one that gets to the ground, maintains possession, and gives his team the opportunity to punt.
And this will be Quinn Stanley, left-footed kicker for IMG Academy. Does some off the tee as well. There you see Parker Lizzie, still with a smile on his face, as he should, with 4 touchdown passes to his name tonight. And Kane just unleashes a beautiful punt, and it's John Holbrook tracking it back all the way to the 42-yard line of Southeast High School. Michael Saunders and Company, founded in 1976, is the Gulf Coast leading residential real estate company and is proud to be the official real estate and relocation services sponsor of IMG Academy. Providing a full-service real estate experience, our team of professionals will guide you through the intricacies of buying and selling a home, as well as providing a deep knowledge of the area and the many great places to live. For more information, visit michaelsaunders.com. 6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Southeast trying to get it in the end zone for the first time tonight. Tripped up. Jeremiah Jean. And quickly back to the line of scrimmage, trying to get into Ascender territory. Just misses the arms of Gabe Whittington, but Randy Marion wraps him up.
Seminoles running a hurry up, no huddle, getting right to the line.
Randy Marion out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Previously at the Cannon School, a senior for this IMG team. Fernanda Garza. Rodrigo Fernanda Garza back, shooting through that gap and getting the quick stop. Number 42 for the Ascenders has been a force all night long. 4th and short. Chance for IMG to get the ball back, and Cecil Crawford will get the first down.
And even with the chains moving, of course, clock keeps running, and likewise, the Seminoles aren't going to go huddle.
Now the snap, looking deep downfield, trying to get that home run ball, and it is incomplete.
Tony Edwards had some separation downfield briefly for the Seminoles, but the pass hung up. Allowed the defensive backs to close, contest.
Great coverage by the IMG secondary, Jackson Bolduc. Now another quick strike, and this one incomplete. Covered nicely by Axel Ferry as well as Jason Ravello. And Tarquez Thomas has not had a whole lot of time. Neither has Noah Abaski. They'll try to keep it back on the ground, running left side. And off to the races inside the 30, and a nice shoulder tackle by Jackson Bolduc to push Cecil Crawford out of bounds.
We've talked about the history of this program. Head coach Brett Timmons for the Seminoles trying to bring this program back to its glory days that he was a big part of. A starting linebacker on both state title teams. Went on to be a very good college player at Tulane.
Also played with former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Sean King, who actually was briefly with the IMG Academy program a couple years ago and now doing some work out in Vegas with some of the gambling interests and podcasts, but a very, very smart quarterback coach, even though he used to get picked on for his smaller-sized hands. And now into the backfield, Randy Marion with the stop. Again, we mentioned Marion from Mooresville, North Carolina. Big Carolina Panthers fan, likes to model his game after Luke Kuechly, one of the fiercest linebackers the NFL has seen in recent time.
Kuechly was an absolute monster. One of those players that decided, made a personal business decision to walk away. When he did, still somewhat close to on top of his game. I mean, that year that Carolina went to the Super Bowl, he was the defense.
And this one just off the numbers of Corey Clay. You hate to see those NFL careers cut short. Luke Kuechly is definitely by 5 or 6 years. Looks like 4th and 15. And they're going to keep the offense out there.
They're going to try a field goal.
And we'll now test the leg of Giovanni Avellaneda. The holder will be Tony Edwards. And this would be about a 43-yard attempt for the Seminoles.
That's about to get longer.
Delay a game, so we'll call it a 48-yard attempt now. It would definitely be one of the longer field goals we've seen connected on here at IMG Academy Stadium. Typically don't see a whole lot of field goal kicking. Southeast trying to get on the board. Snap is back. The hold is down. And he will be touched on the ground, and that is what the call will be. It looked like they were going to have an opportunity maybe for Avellaneda to possibly launch that one, but player safety, the whistle wisely blown.
Well, as soon as that snap was high, that was done for. He can't stand up to catch it and then drop back down on the hold. Once his knee's down, he's down. Your knee has to be on the ground when you receive the snap.
That will do it for the third quarter. A quick 12 minutes. We'll go to the fourth. The Ascenders still leading 37-0. You are watching IMG Academy football. Welcome back. Ascender offense back on the field. And Joey Conflitti, the new quarterback for IMG Academy, and just throws that one incomplete. The snap a little bit high, almost got away from him. And Conflitti was a big part of that IMG comeback last week against Lemon Bay. A nice 43-36 victory. Also plays some with the Varsity Blue. And they are on their first two-game win streak in their short history. Now the snap. The handoff goes right up the middle. Mason Lowe bounces to the outside and brought down just shy of the 45. And a nice gain for the Colorado native.
Brought down by Mobley. Pickup of 6, 3rd and 4.
See if IMG with Conflitti can sustain a drive, get him some more action here on the white roster. He should, if he could have snapped it, would have had the offside.
Little personnel shift. 2 receivers to each side of Conflitti. Sends Lowe in motion. Now the snap. Conflitti looking for the deep ball, looking for Simeon Matt, and just about a yard too far. And that'll bring up 4th down, and they'll bring on the punting unit.
Knew where he wanted to go with the ball. Matt ran a good route. Just that is a tough placement. Worth taking the shot at it here. Work on that. That's a big time throw if you can drop it there inside the sideline.
IMG Academy would like to thank the following proud sponsors: Academy Bus, Airweave, Bradenton Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, Careware, Coach Now, Dunlop, Foley Bryant, Gatorade and the Gatorade Sports Science Institute, Guided Knowledge, Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, Kitman Labs, Quick Goal, Legacy Hotel at IMG Academy, Michael Saunders and Company, Musco, NCSA, Select, SOM Sleep, Tandem Construction, Therabody, Under Armour, Win Reality, and Zenith. Thank you for your continued support of all IMG Academy athletic programs. Talk about the Legacy Hotel located next to campus. The Legacy Hotel at IMG Academy is a contemporary boutique hotel with countless amenities and the Icon Eatery and Bar available for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Enjoy ultimate convenience and proximity to campus as well as local area attractions and top-rated beaches. Visit www.imglegacyhotel.com to reserve your stay today.
Legacy Hotel, beautiful hotel here on campus. And I think I caught during the pregame PA announcements, we've reached the part of the season where the eatery, the Icon Eatery, starts staying open for a little after dark action after these football games.
And the Icon Eatery and Bar, some excellent food. Again, the Legacy Hotel been open just a couple of years now, fairly new, but a very convenient place for, again, when national teams and other professional teams come into town. A nice place. The WNBA had some residents there when we hosted the Bubble a couple of years ago. And a beautiful punt. This one takes a nice ascender bounce. And Holbrook and Solomon stand over it, and they will down it. Again, you talk about the importance of special teams and even the punting game, even though it's a play that you never want to have to run as an offensive unit. Again, you see the importance of it there, putting Southeast back just about at their 10-yard line.
And with the clock running and under 9 minutes, good chance we can wrap this one up with enough time to make a sandwich and settle in for check on the national team.
And unfortunately, that national game will be behind a paywall on Flow Football, but if you have an interest in watching the national team out in Utah, go ahead and check out Flow Football. The link is also posted on the IMG Twitter page, IMGA Academy and IMGA Football. Don't forget, you can also get all your Ascender gear. Show your pride. Go to www.shopimg.com, your official IMG Academy online retailer. 2nd and 5, just a little over 8 minutes to play. Zarquez Thomas takes the hand, tries to run right up the middle, in progress. Stopped. Falling on top of him was Jason Paganis. You see that Donjoy brace when he got here on campus. They weren't sure how long it was going to take for him to recover. Yeah, but Paganis, just an absolute athletic freak on the defense. And there you see John Holbrook, single season receiving leader, single game receiving leader. And I believe his name will go down as one of the all-time receiving leaders in IMG Academy history. And another sack in the backfield.
That's Thomas on the carry. He's brought down.
Got number 90. Do not have him on our depth chart.
Brought down by Hughes.
I'm at a loss.
Number 90, I believe that's Kevin Yang, who also gets some reps with the blue team. So Yang getting a sack here with the white team. And another potential sack play, and that is what it will be. Zarquez Thomas runs into a gang of Ascender defenders.
Thomas is sacked.
And now on 4th down.
Feldman and Hughes. And IMG will take over.
That was actually 4th down. They went for it, trying to get some points on the board. And 1st and 10, the Ascenders with a short field. And now we'll see the freshman, Eli Hamrick. Again, wearing the very non-traditional 22 as a quarterback.
Well, that is a sight. And we got a brief glimpse earlier in the season of Hemrick, and I liked what we saw from his arm.
He has a very strong arm for such a young player. We'll see if they let him air it out here early. Play action, and he's going to fire one right into the end zone, and it is caught. 1 for 1. 1 touchdown to Simeon Matt from 20 yards out, and the freshman puts the IMG Ascenders up by 43.
Yeah, I like his arm.
Eli Hamrick, a freshman, showing the future of this IMG varsity program, and just an absolute dart to Simeon Matt. Another young playmaker, part of the sophomore class. A little underclassman connection there. And an opportunity to go up 44-0. Pat Kane, snap back, hold down, kick up. Kick is good. We'll keep it here, but IMG now leading 44-0. Some of the backups are in, Nate, and again, just showing why IMG in this varsity white program, where they've come in just the last 4 years, has been just an incredible leaps and bounds from when we first saw this program.
Well, I remember it last season, and sometimes you can take these things with a grain of salt, but just remembering where they started the season in the Max Preps rankings, and by the time the season ended, there were, I can't remember, were we around 60 or 70?
I believe number 70, ranked above Sarasota Riverview, and had an opportunity to talk with Riverview's head coach Josh Smithers a couple weeks ago. And again, the only other IMG team he knew that wasn't the national team was a varsity team that would often, take it. They took a beating early on in their young career, and now scheduling some 5A, 6A, and 7A powerhouses. And again, IMG Varsity White is not a program to be messed with.
No, very respectable program. And now that it's getting established in a few years, when you start seeing the college programs that these players are going to, even, you'll really be able to appreciate the talent as well as the coaching. Coach Bray and his staff, they get more work than any coaching staff in the country.
And again, Coach Bray having played for a MAC school, we've got players on last year's team that actually got Division I offers, and Mason McHugh, who actually went to App State. But there's plenty of Division I offers on Varsity White as well, and you'll just see them roll in as this team continues to have success against very strong Florida teams.
Well, and having the Varsity Blue program, it's like a pipeline unimaginable for a varsity coach to have a second-tier varsity. It's not a JV, an actual varsity, second varsity team to funnel players and prepare them, for your primary varsity.
And to have them play at such a high level and have all IMG teams, I mean, it really shows the standard that these kids are held to. And it's not just athletically, but also academically. A lot of people don't think that, it's not like playing at a Power 5 school where you've got boosters and stuff doing your homework. I mean, these kids will get punished if they're not keeping their grades up.
Oh, absolutely. And I've seen, in basketball, listing specific examples, but I've seen big-time recruits who have come here specifically for that reason, that getting through the clearinghouse and being scholarship eligible at the NCAA level. They needed that rigorous academic environment to clear the path to being able to go to college. And they've got the advisors and the teachers here to do that.
Aboski now drops, firing, and this one tipped, almost intercepted. Rodrigo Ocampo. Here you see the Ascender sideline, some of the players that have made tonight possible. There you see Demetrius Fletcher with that 51-yard. John Holbrook, the 3 touchdown receptions. Lucas Voza, Parker Lizzie, Pat Kane. And again, you see them on the sideline. Even though they're not playing the rest of this game, they're still talking football.
Well, I mean, in fairness, this has been an exceptionally short game. Sometimes when you hit the 3-hour mark, that's when you start talking plans.
And now pressure coming in. Aboski's going to get brought down yet again. Wes, believe that was Wes Snowden. Also Jackson McCray. And 4th and 17. This will be probably the last play for Southeast. And again, whether they try to run it or take a knee, I believe IMG will be able to get out of this without taking another snap. Now they'll take the snap. They'll look downfield for one last play. And it's going to be a sack. Snowden on back-to-back plays gets to the quarterback for Southeast and puts the cherry on top of just a picture-perfect Ascender performance.
Not really anything to nitpick about how the Ascenders played in this one. They took every Southeast mistake, made them pay for it immediately. The defense was dominant. The offense struck like lightning again and again. We got to see some of the best of John Holbrook. Always fun to watch him honing his craft at the wide receiver position. Just really a very, very all-around dominant performance for the Ascenders.
Well, don't forget, we're about 15 minutes away from kickoff for the national team. That game will be on Flow Sports. You can, again, go to IMGA Football on Twitter to see the link on where you can watch the national team in action. They are out in Salt Lake City, Utah taking on East High School. Next week, IMG Varsity Blue welcomes Aiklands Angels Christian Academy. Nate will have the call for that game, as well as Zephyr Hills Varsity White. Not Zephyr Hills Christian that we saw last year, the infamous bug game, but very, very strong Zephyr Hills Public School. That game will be on the road. Nate March will also have that call for you next Friday, September 16th. I'll be out of town. Thank you guys for spending your Friday night with us here. For everyone at IMG Academy and my broadcast partner, Nate March, my name is Ryan Sudol saying so long from the Sun Coast.